So you feel like you don't want to live. You feel like you want to commit suicide. Well, I've decided to make this video to explain to you why I don't think that's a good idea and why I think that you should live. First of all, let's not fail to mention that Mother Nature has your number. From the day you was born, she had planned to take you out at some point. You know, at some point, you will cease to be human again. But you're in a little bit of a rush, aren't you? You want to end that sooner rather than later. But let me tell you why you shouldn't. Well, for the major reason, you're freaking awesome, okay? And let me explain what I mean by you're awesome. Try and put this into perspective, okay? 7 billion sperm, right? Swimming around your dad's ballsack, okay? And you was the fastest, yeah? You was the fastest to penetrate that egg, okay? You beat all the other sperms. You were the strongest. You was the fastest, the quickest, maybe the smartest, you know? And you managed to exceed becoming from a sperm to becoming human. You know, 1 in 7 billion, that's incredible, okay? Now, what are the chances of you being that one person, of you being that fetus, of you being that human, of you being that one sperm, okay? Now, let's try and put it into perspective like this. There are 7 billion people on our planet, okay? Now, when one of us is able to supersede what the rest of humans can do and is able to go beyond what it is to be human and acquire a greater sense of being, of consciousness, of intelligence, we call that person a messiah, a god, okay? The chosen one. You are that messiah. You are that chosen one, okay? You are a god, okay? And you are representing for all those 7 billion that didn't make it, for all those 7 billion that wasn't fast enough or strong enough, right? And you did it all on your own. I'm pretty sure you didn't have to ask for advice from like other sperm, like, what kind of, route should I take, and, what kind of like speed should I go for, and, you didn't have sperm gurus telling you how to reach the other side. You just kind of knew, and you just kind of did it. There were no books to go by. And here you are. And think of it like this. Your dad also had to beat 7 billion others to be here in order for you to be here. And his dad also. And his granddad and great-granddad. How many generations of human beings had to beat 7 billion others or whatnot in order for you to be here, to exist today? In terms of probabilities and chance, you have more chance of winning the lottery every single day until you die your natural birth, until you die your natural death, than of you being here right now, being able to sit here and watch this video and perceive my words through the screen. I mean, the fact that you're here, it's impossible. You are an impossibility. You are impossible, but somehow, you are here, representing for all those that didn't make it, all those that wish they could be human, but you made it, And think about the reality that you live in. Think about this universe and this world, how intelligent the universe must be to create life, to be able to acknowledge it, Would the sun shine if your eyes weren't there to perceive the sunshine? Would breeze exist if you wasn't here to feel it in your skin or to see it going through the trees? Would wet exist if you wasn't here to feel it? Warm, hot, cold emotions? Would any of that exist if we wasn't here to experience it? It's like that saying, if a tree falls in the forest and no one's around to hear it, does it make a sound? If no one was here to perceive and experience planet Earth and the universe, would it exist? The universe is counting on your existence so that it can know itself. The universe understands itself through you. It can't do that through one person. There are so many perspectives, and you were the one that made it here in order to maybe take back that story and to tell your perspective. Give them all the details of what it's like to be human, what duality is like, And the fact is, being human is hard. It is hard. On a daily basis, we have to juggle so many things without even thinking about it, Unconsciously, we breathe while we walk, while we look around if we're on the street, making sure that we don't run into danger, like crossing the road, making sure we have a social phase. We multitask a million times a day, and we don't even think about it because these are things we are just used to. This is just reality. What is reality? And that's one of the beautiful things about depression, is that it makes you think about what reality really is. And for those people who are so ready to take their own life, I feel like those people have the true understanding of what's really wrong with society. And a person who's ready to take their own life that is not afraid of death, they have the ability to make the most impact in our society where everyone else is afraid of living. You can take that passion that you have for wanting to end your own life to making sure that you put your life towards making sure that other people don't have to feel the same way as you. Making that difference that you want to see in the world. You can do that. Okay, if you can beat 7 billion sperms, you don't need someone to tell you how to be yourself. You don't need someone to tell you what your purpose is. Okay? If you're asking, what's my purpose? What do you want your purpose to be? What are you passionate about? What upsets you? Whatever upsets you, change it. Okay? Because there are going to be people after you that get upset about the same thing. You are in a unique opportunity to see the flaws and to be able to change them. To be able to do something about it, okay? Feel lucky. You should feel very friggin' lucky, alright? I'm going to give you an analogy. This analogy of Big Brother, okay? This TV show Big Brother that comes on in every year, in several different countries. Now, every year, thousands, maybe millions of people audition for Big Brother. All of them want to get in for different reasons, maybe fame and fortune, maybe for an experience, maybe for a self-challenge, to make new friends, meet new people, And out of those millions, every year just 14 are chosen. And those lucky 14 get to go into the house. And all those people that didn't get chosen, they look on to see what Big Brother could have been like had they won, had they been one of the chosen 14. And every year or every other year, there is always that one out of the 14 that has been there for maybe a week, maybe a few days, maybe 2 weeks, and they say, do you know what, I can't take this anymore. I have to leave. I miss my comfort zone. I miss my family, my friends, my home, my pet dog, I miss all these things that I'm used to, that I'm comfortable with. And they decide that at that moment, poor little old me was going to rule the day. And so they left. And I know that many of the people that wanted to get in there, that would have given anything to take that woman's place, are probably pulling their hair out saying, I wouldn't have given up, I would have gone the whole way. And a lot of the time, after that person's left Big Brother, they realise that no matter how long they stayed at Big Brother, no matter how many weeks they stayed for, when they left, they would still have their family. Their friends were always going to be there. Their comfort zones, their house, all that was still waiting for them when they came out of their Big Brother experience. And they realised that they should have stuck it out. And they regret leaving. They do. And other people say, what was the point in putting all that hard work and trying to get there? And then you get there and then you just leave. If those other 7 billion sperm want to report on what it was like to be human and the challenges, and they might ask you, so how did it end for you? Was it natural causes? Was you saving orphans from a burning building? Were you, I don't know, did you overdose on something? Did you have an accident? How did it end? And then you tell them that you took yourself out, because out of all of them, even though you was the fastest, the strongest, and the smartest, you just couldn't take it. Because it was too much. Because in those moments, you gave in to poor little old me. And you allowed that to be greater than you. When you shouldn't have. Because you were greater than poor little old me. You was a sperm once. Poor little old sperm. Look at you now. God damn it, I want to touch a little bit on abuse. Many people have come from abusive relationships or abusive families growing up, and then they end up relating abuse and love together. They see that to receive abuse is also to receive love. So even when they're able to escape from these situations and move away from these people and these family or these people that might have abused them, they end up abusing themselves in all different kind of ways, because to them, subconsciously, they relate these feelings of abuse with love. And some people don't realize it, that what they continue to do to themselves, because they have decided to attach themselves to their past experiences, and they think that their past is who they are. Well, no. Is who you are a sperm? No. You are not your past. You are evolution. You are continuously changing, continuously growing. That's what God is, and you forget that you are God most of the time. And you get stuck in this role that you take so seriously, when really it's just a vehicle for you to be able to experience this thing called human life. That's all it is. It's an experience. And yes, life is hard and sometimes it sucks. But in your favorite movies, in your favorite programs, you have the heroes and the villains. In your favorite theatrical productions, you have your heroes and your villains in all kinds of entertainment. And in the end, when the film is done or the entertainment is over, you applaud the heroes and the villains because they played their roles so great. They were awesome at playing their roles. Whether they were bad or whether they were good, they did something to your emotions, And that was interesting. That's interesting. And that's what makes life interesting. That's what drives people. And the fact that you are in this position right now, so passionate, you have so much energy towards this one thing of thinking of ending your life, you can do so much with that energy. You have no idea. This is not the only way out. Believe me, because I've been there before when I was 16, sitting in a bathtub looking at this beautiful clear warm water, thinking, if I just hold my face underneath those beautiful silent ripples for just a minute longer, all of my troubles will go away. But no, that's not how my story was going to end. And this is not your legacy. This is not the legacy you're going to leave behind, because what you're not realizing is a lot of the time when you are miserable, you are choosing to be miserable. You enjoy your misery. And let me ask you this, when you think about your funeral and you've killed yourself and people come around and you see them standing around your coffin and looking at your picture, what are the thoughts that go through your head? You know that they are thinking, maybe had I been a better partner, a better parent, a better friend, a better child, maybe she wouldn't have felt the need to kill herself, or he wouldn't have felt the need to kill themselves. Maybe I suck that much as a person that I wasn't worth someone sticking around for. And then you make them feel miserable, and you make them feel like they suck. And you have basically spread your misery. And you see the people crying and you think, yeah, see, now you miss me. But when I was alive, you didn't care. You need to remember that every person's one responsibility is their own happiness. It is your responsibility to bring out your own happiness, okay? Forget this pursuit of happiness bollocks, okay? There is no pursuit of happiness. That idea has been sold to you. You were born with the ability to feel happiness. Yet we put all these conditions on happiness. I will only be happy if I have this, this, and that. I can only be happy, or society says I can only be happy if I have this kind of status, or if I have this kind of job, or this kind of family, you know? And because we hold on to these things so tightly, often when we do get them, we strangle the life out of them, and then they just fall apart. You have so much to be grateful for, just the fact that you exist. You are a miracle, a walking impossibility. It's amazing that we are able to sit here and do this. The one thing I really want to make note of is that we can't get our happiness from anyone else, not from any practice, not from any guru or any self-help book. Happiness comes with a choice. That's all it is. You are happiness. Okay, you are a God, you are happiness. The same way you are misery and depression when you choose to be, you are also happiness and love when you choose to be as well. Okay? And you can give yourself that purpose. And the purpose is staring you right into the face. What are you passionate about? Don't let someone tell you what you need to do, or what you should be thinking, or where you should be going. Feel it and just go for it. Somehow, you will end up where you're supposed to be. And trust me, this is true, because I was in the same position. And then I ended up in a place where I realized, what the hell was I so depressed about? When life is so amazing. See it through to the end. See it through to the end. Let nature do her job. And you just experience this experience. Because it doesn't last forever, okay? If you have to give yourself conditions to achieve happiness, make it really simple. When I click 3 times, I'm going to be happy. When I turn around, I'm going to be happy. Because you deserve it. You deserve it because it's your birthright, okay? So choose happiness today. Choose happiness now. Okay? Until next time, be well.